Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus 70 Challenge, and today we have The Jungle Book 2. This is the animated sequel, not the live action thing. They're making a Jungle Book 2 live action one now, from what I hear. Not with Jon Favreau. He's busy with The Mandalorian. Anyway, this is the 2003 sequel to the original 1967 film. It's probably a few months, weeks after Mowgli has been seduced by the pretty girl on the shore and walked away from everything that he knew, his family, well, his jungle family, and his life free from man. He's he's now just living with Shanti's family. The girl's name is Shanti. I, Again, the way they name some of these characters on here, like the dad figure, the human dad figure in this, he's just Raji's father, Ranjan's father, played by John Rhys-Davies. You know him from Sliders and Lord of the Rings, and also Indiana Jones from those films. So he's just Ranjan's father, and Ranjan is just a little kid. Why wouldn't they call him Shanti's father? Is he not her father? I know I'm getting really deep into the woods on this already, and we barely even started. So yeah, I guess to not call her Shanti's father, because Shanti and Mowgli are probably going to get together at some point. Yes, they're 9 right now, and or 10. I have no idea. They're young. They're young and probably shouldn't be working too hard at a romantic relationship, but they definitely have feelings for each other. So this brings us to the point in this film where Mowgli's missing Baloo and Bagheera and his friends out there in the jungle. Not so much missing Kaa or Shere Khan, but they do make an appearance. Strangely enough, the only person who doesn't make an appearance in this is King Louie. But he's just moved on, I guess they say. At least Baloo. But Baloo's taken over his place, and they have parties there. They get wild. He's not a wild animal, but as he says, but they get wild in his new little place in the temple. So yeah, Mowgli is missing everything, and everything is missing his friends. But in the village, which is literally jungle adjacent, they are pretty much out in the wilderness themselves. He's been told not to cross the river, not to go out in the jungle, don't even tempt the other kids to think into thinking that it's safe out there, and it's not. It's seriously not for any kid. Mowgli has an edge because he knows all the animals and can somehow talk to all of them. And sorry, that was my bottle of water that changed pressure. Anyway, Mowgli has the ability to talk to all of them, but I learned later on when I'm watching this, Shanti understands Baloo and Shere Khan. So everybody can talk to the animals. I thought it was just a thing that, we hear English, but it's really, Mowgli speaking bear or something, or panther, or whatever it is, the language of the jungle. That was the thing that you just don't really talk about. Yes, it's a cartoon, so he's learned this because he's grown up in the jungle. So yeah, he it turns out everybody can talk to animals, so, or understand them at least. So yeah, it's you get a who's who of all the characters you've seen before. I don't think any wolves appear. But you get the vultures, the Beetle-esque vultures, and you get, along with them, a new vulture named Lucky, who likes to tease Shere Khan. Yeah, it's not really appropriate. I mean, he's not smart, let's just say that. But the funny thing about this is he's voiced by musician, singer, once lead singer of Genesis, Phil Collins. So, yeah, it's... I just did not expect that coming. Speaking of the rest of the cast, by the way, obviously some of the cast isn't alive in 2003 from the original film, so John Goodman plays Baloo. John Goodman out of everybody. And Haley Joel Osment plays Mowgli. So that's already a pretty good cast. Mae Whitman plays Shanti. You'd know her from Arrested Development and a few other things. But yeah, and she seemingly does a lot of Disney stuff, Disney voice stuff. We've heard her on a bunch of past episodes. But beyond that, yeah, there's a bunch of other people in this. Like I said, Jim Cummings plays Ka. It is so weird hearing Winnie the Pooh's voice, something that's very close to Winnie the Pooh's voice, coming out of a snake that is hypnotizing kids and wanting to eat them, and it is very sinister. It's just not great. Bob Joles plays Bagheera, and where is Shere Khan? Jess Hartnell does a voice. Oh, Tony Jay plays Shere Khan. So it's a really good cast. The voices stay true to the original. Yes, John Goodman doesn't sound exactly like the original Baloo, but I can't think of a more perfect choice in the modern day to be Baloo. Come on, he sings, he dances, he's a Disney legend. Or has he been a Disney legend yet? Like officially? I don't know. But either way, he should be. Get on that, Disney. Anyway, this is a fun little film. The animation is, again, direct-to-video level. It's got a little bit of a television vibe. It feels at times... the backgrounds, by the way, are amazing. They look great. Except for one sequence with the water. Like, when Baloo is trying to hide from the elephants. It's almost a static, shiny 3D effect on the water surface as the characters move through it. It doesn't work, and they don't use it throughout the rest of the film, which just seems really weird. But yeah, it doesn't work. But the animation, for the most part, is high-level TV, direct-to-video. In some cases, it feels like feature quality, but it's not. It's nothing bad about it. There are some shortcuts you feel here and there that are visible, but for all the main characters, Mowgli, Baloo, Shanti, they are really well realized. They're really well animated, and their emotions and everything else come through pretty well. So I think it's a well animated thing. It's not the greatest, but it could have been a whole lot worse. There's been some sequels that they've put out that are just not good. You can find that out yourself by watching some of my previous episodes or future ones, because God knows I'm going to get more of these. But yeah, for a sequel, story-wise, I'm not going to really spoil anything. It's what it is, like they do with most sequels, is they create the logical extended version of the final scene of the past film. So the past film is, should Mowgli leave the jungle and go live with man, return to his people? And there's the struggle real quick in the third act, and what do I do? And then he makes his choice. In this case, he has to make that choice again, because he decides to go out in the jungle and hang out and see Baloo, and then Shere Khan shows up, and lots of stuff that doesn't really matter show up. It's just sort of like a showcase for other characters. There's song and dance, there's music. It's a musical, but there's not like a ton of musical numbers. You get bare necessities at least twice. I Want to Be Like You only shows up in the credits. I don't know if Smash Mouth did it or what. I have no idea. It just seems like an overly done early 2000s remix version of I Want to Be Like You. But yeah, and then there's a number of original songs they created for this as well. So yeah, it's cute, it's fun. It's probably not going to be the greatest movie you've ever seen, but if you love the Jungle Book, I think you'd appreciate seeing Mowgli and Baloo together again. And John Goodman always makes for a good time. So I'd recommend it if you're into the Jungle Book. But you might be the type of Jungle Book fan that is a little bit too obsessed with the Jungle Book and too many details, like nothing will live up to your expectations. Well, then you will be disappointed. That's just the way it's going to be. I can't really tell you anything different, but it's an extension of, like I said, what the final scene of the last movie was, where again he has to choose between should I stay in the jungle, should I go back to the world of man, and will they accept me for who I am? Can I be a creature of the jungle and a creature of the world of man at the same time, or do I have to choose one or the other? So, yeah, that's the Jungle Book 2. Let's pick tomorrow's episode.
450.
450. All right. Not too much scrolling on that one. Oh. Hey. All right. Is this a new one? No, this is from before. I haven't marked if they've been added since the original release, since the original launch of Disney Plus, and this has been on here since the original release, just like Jungle Book 2 has. It is a Marvel property, but it's a series. No, it's a documentary. Ooh, it's because it's red. It's a documentary. Okay, maybe it's not Marvel. I don't know. It's the way it's worded. It could be about a Marvel character. It could be like, hey, this is the rise of the actual Black Panthers. I don't know. Like, this could be a Nat Geo thing for all we know. I have no idea. But I have a feeling maybe it's about the Marvel character. Rest in power, Chadwick Boseman. So we'll see on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye. Oops. Looks like there is no Rise of the Black Panther. I don't know where they got that from. But, yeah. Alright, it was in the list. It was not new. It's always been there, I guess. But there is no Rise of Black... There's the Black Panther movie. I just searched Black Panther. It should bring up both. But I double-checked it on my computer, and yeah, there is nothing called Rise of the Black Panther. There's a comic book called Rise of the Black Panther. But, yeah, it's not here. So we're going to have to pick another one. Sorry.
91.
91. You seem rather annoyed by that. Okay. I've seen this advertised. I know this is on here. And we just missed Captain America Civil War. We just had Winter Soldier recently. But 91 is Candle Shoe. Unless they did something I didn't expect and they took it off, I'm feeling we're watching Candle Shoe tomorrow on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. Thanks. Sorry about that mix-up, but see you back here tomorrow. Bye.